Throughout history, women were often expected to carry out domestic activities while men fought wars. Stories of female heroes were rare, making them even more intriguing when they did appear. Today, we will be looking at a masterpiece from the Baroque era titled Judith Slaying Holofernes, painted by the renowned artist Artemisia Gentileschi between 1612 and 1613. This artwork not only highlights the bravery and strength of a woman, but also serves as a strong commentary on themes that resonate in today's society, just as they did during Artemisia's time. It offers a portrayal of female empowerment through art. In this painting, we see two women committing murder by beheading a man, illustrating the biblical story of Judith from the Old Testament. Judith was considered an Israelite heroine for assassinating the Assyrian general Holofernes, whose army threatened to attack her city, Bethulia. This rendition of the story by Artemisia depicts Judith in a blue dress, her sleeves rolled up as she holds a sword in her right hand, slicing through Holofernes' throat. Her left hand tightly grips his head, demonstrating her determination to carry out this act. Beside Judith is her maidservant, depicted in a red dress with rolled-up sleeves, assisting her by forcefully holding Holofernes down while he struggles in vain on the bed. The way that these figures are positioned demonstrates Gentileschi's skill in creating body movement and emotion, capturing the intensity of the chaotic movement. The figures convey movement and struggle, as seen in how Judith towers over Holofernes, which portrays dominance over him, while the maidservant's firm grip on him further emphasizes the women's control over the situation. Notice how Artemisia can depict tension in the muscles, illustrating a physical struggle taking place. The positioning of their hands creates an energy that draws viewers to the scene. Judith's beauty is captured in a way that highlights how she used it to entice Holofernes into a vulnerable state. This also suggests that Holofernes was drunk and already asleep when Judith carried out this act. Artemisia provides a detailed representation of the scene without holding back on showing the gruesome reality of beheading, with blood spilling from his neck down to the bed he lays on, further emphasizing the physical effort involved in this act. Artemisia uses contrasting light and dark colors to suggest a sense of the time. The dark background, which fades with no detail, shows the secrecy of this act in the darkness, while the light focuses on the subjects, making them the center of attention. This use of chiaroscuro, which is the interplay of light and shadow, is what enhances the depth and realism and guides the viewer's gaze on a piece. This is a technique that was influenced by Michelangelo. Growing up, Artemisia learned how to paint, draw, and mix colors from her father, Orazio Gentileschi, who was a noted artist himself. He exposed her to works of great artists like Michelangelo, who he drew inspiration from. Through this experience, she mastered her craft, developing a distinctive style often characterized by its realism, emotional density, and focus on female subjects. You can tell that Caravaggio also had a huge influence on her work. It was at age 20 that Artemisia created her version of the story, drawing her inspiration from Michelangelo's version titled Judith Beheading Holofernes. The story of Judith was popular during the Renaissance period and was believed to hold good qualities. Many other Baroque artists rendered their versions of Judith in painting and sculpture, portraying her as a liberated woman. Besides Michelangelo, other artists like Donatello were known for their versions of sculpture, where he depicted Judith as the center of pride. Donatello's sculpture shows Judith standing over Holofernes with a sword in her hand about to slay him as he slumps, with his head still attached to his body. Another version by Lucas Carna the Elder, who painted a straightforward version known as Judith with the head of Holofernes, presents her with a calm and resolved expression, emphasizing her moral righteousness. In Carnot's painting, Judith is shown with a resolved look on her face. She is wearing an ornate green dress with the sword in her right hand, while her left hand lays on the head of Holofernes, which is already severed and placed on the table with no sign of blood spilling, giving the impression of victory. Artemisia's version, however, stands out because she not only captures the brutality of the act through expressions and the depiction of a fierce and determined Judith, but also imbues it with a sense of justice, which reflects her as a woman in a patriarchal society. In 1620, Artemisia created another version of the painting that looks almost as exact as the first. In this version, Artemisia maintains naturalism and intensity. This frightening yet so powerful painting was interpreted by early critics as a strong statement from Artemisia following a rape incident she experienced. In 1611, she was raped by Agostino Tassi, a painter who was working together with her father, Orazio, to decorate the vaults of Casino del Muse inside the Palazzo Pallavicini Rospigliosi in Rome. One day, he visited their home and performed this evil act while he realized he was alone with her. After this incident, Artemisia continued having a sexual relationship with Tassi with the expectation that they would marry to restore her virtue. Tassi couldn't keep to his promise of marrying her. Upon hearing this, her father decided to press charges against him. During the trial, it was discovered that Tassi had evil plans to steal Orazio's paintings, kill his wife, and had already engaged in adultery with his sister-in-law. He was later exiled from Rome without any sentence carried out. Artemisia, on the other hand, was tortured with a thumbscrew to provide evidence of the rape issue. It was after his trial that Artemisia created this painting, which seemed to be an act of revenge. Artemisia later got married to an artist and moved to Florence, where her career became successful. She was recorded as the first woman to be accepted into Academy of Arts and Drawing. She moved to becoming a successful court painter in Florence, further widening her exposure in art. As years passed, the narrative of this painting changed, with many other art historians interpreting it in the context of strong women fighting for justice. Art historians like Mary Gerard believe that Judith slaying Holofernes portrays Judith as a socially liberated woman who punishes masculine wrongdoing. The choice of subject matter, a woman taking a decisive action against a male oppressor, can be interpreted as a commentary on social constraints faced by women, especially those that limits women's freedom. This painting is a declaration of resilience and defiance, which highlights feminism. As one of the few prominent artists of her time, she faced significant obstacles in a male-dominated world. Her work focuses on female figures, often myths, allegories, and the Bible.